This is part 2 of my observation of the sun, and I want to read at first something from Walter Russell's book about the sun. All ideal is still. The cinema exemplifies this meaning. Upon the screen are many patterned ideas in noisy, violent motion. We know, however, that all of the motion of separate ideas and all of the sounds emanating from those patterned moving forms would instantly cease if the still source of light from which these images and sounds are projected were turned off. We know that the cause of all this transient division into positive and negative effect is in the one still light from which it is projected. We know that the sounds we hear emanate from that stillness, yet we seem to be totally unaware of the fact that all of our pulsing universe is but an extension of one still light of universal mind, projected through positive and negative light upon the universal screen of space. It is difficult to conceive Earth and all of its phenomena of motion, sound, people, animals, and plant life as a motion picture projection from our sun. Yet all of the separate ideas of Earth are in that one incandescent light of the sun. All are but one thing, light. Turn off the sun, and all of its patterned ideals on Earth would instantly cease. The still ideal which is extended into motion is not in the motion, but in the stillness from which it is extended. And now the next few lines are Walter Russell's words verbatim as God spoke it to him when he had his mountaintop experience. And this is God here. For I say that man who senses but clay of earth in him is bound to earth as clayed image of his earth. Clayed images of my imagining, who knoweth not me in them, are but dwellers of earth's dark. To sensed man, the doors of my kingdom are self-barred by darkness, until the light of me in him is known by him as me. Until then he is but moving clay, manifesting not me in him, while sensing naught but moving clay of him, knowing not the glory of my light in him. Wherefore I say to thee, exalt thou thyself beyond thy sensing, know me as fulcrum of thy thinking, thee me as deep well of thy knowing. I want to read to you from another book, The Masters of the Far East, something they wrote about the submicroscopic zone of life and how it is that you can see this. Okay, I'll begin where they are saying, let us return again to the amoeba, our first cell. While this cell is entirely different from that of the vegetable or mineral, its rate of vibration is much greater and is not to be compared with that of the mineral or the animal. It is found that its rate of vibration is the force that draws its energy or substance to itself, which causes its growth into new cells, which finally builds a human form, and the passing on to every cell created the first perfect and undeviating form of divinity. It now can definitely be seen that when humanity cooperates, and in no way through thought or expression interferes with the ideal of divinity, the human form is ideally perfect. Thus we can say that it is God-body, pure and perfect. Let us see that divine energy and intelligent principle emanating from the single cell or amoeba, which its own principle of great vibratory frequency began drawing energy to itself, and then began dividing and multiplying until it came into a great focal point or form, wherein it could emanate and direct all forms, as well as put forth forms as of the image of itself. Humanity has never deviated from that perfect pattern or image. Photography shows those perfect forms, not only surrounding every form, but also other perfect forms coming forth. Where the scientists lack evidence, we have forged ahead to the complete knowing that we are that great emanating frequency. Sit quietly for a few moments with the statements, God I am, as all are. God I am divine intelligence, and know, and then admit to yourself with all doubt removed, I am divine principle. I am divine love, and it flows through me to all the world. Then see yourself as God, and everyone you meet or see as God, and you will see that which is being accomplished in the sub-microscopic zone of life. For you will see an almost invisible drop of protoplasm that is transparent, jelly-like, capable of motion, drawing energy from the sun. It is already capable of using the light of the sun to break up the carbon dioxide in the air, forcing the atoms apart, seizing the hydrogen from the water, and producing carbohydrates, thus making its own food out of one of the world's most stubborn chemical compounds. This single cell, this transparent droplet, holds within itself the germ of all life. It not only has the germ, but it has the power to distribute this life to all living things, great and small. And it also fits that creature to its environment wherever life exists, even from the bottom of the ocean to the universe above. Time and environment have molded the form of every living thing so that it meets the infinite variety of all conditions. And as these living things develop their individuality, they sacrifice some of their flexibility to change and become specialized and fixed, losing the power to go back, but gaining a better and greater adjustment to the conditions as they exist. The power of this droplet of protoplasm and its contents is greater than the vegetation that clothes the earth in green, greater than all of the animals that breathe the breath of life, for all life comes from it, and without it no living thing would have been or could be. Now, having read that, you can see why I am quite excited, because I think I'm seeing the subatomic, microscopic first cell, which I call the sun amoeba. I see things emanating from it, and I see it's so inclusive. It has so many levels. It's amazing, and I'm going to continue studying it, and when I know more, and I'm seeing even more that I haven't discussed yet. Every day I look at the sun and I see even more things. But I'm waiting to draw pictures of them before I can talk about them on this forum. Anyway, it's very exciting. I think it's very powerful too, because it's the most powerful thing that there is if all life comes from it. I feel real privileged to be seeing this. I wish to hear from anyone else who might also see this same sort of thing. And anyone who knows what it is or thinks they know what it is that I'm seeing, I would really love to hear from you. And I will make a third part to this as soon as I get all my material together. So keep tuning in. Goodbye for now.